A 43-year-old Santee man was diagnosed with West Nile a few weeks ago. He had no symptoms and has recovered from the virus. But our unusual humid weather increases breeding grounds for mosquitoes that carry and spread the virus. Here with more on what's being done to track the virus and how to protect against it are my guests, West Nile specialist Dr. Steve Waterman with the Centers for Disease Control and Chris Conlon with the county's Environmental Vector Control Program. Welcome to Evening Edition.
Thank you.
Now, Dr. Waterman, you track viruses and diseases along the U.S.-Mexico border. What is West Nile?
West Nile is a virus that's transmitted by mosquitoes, and it's normally going from mosquitoes to birds, but it does get to humans occasionally. And most of the time it doesn't cause a problem. Most people don't have symptoms, but about 20% will develop a fever and about 1% may develop an inflammation of the brain. So it can be quite serious and it can be fatal.
And we're just looking at a frame here that's showing us kind of the cycle. Do mosquitoes get it from people and transfer it to people? Do they get it from a horse? How does the host walk us through the whole how it gets to us?
The cycle is basically a bird-mosquito-bird cycle. So the birds become viremic or develop virus in their blood. The mosquitoes bite the birds and then they transmit it to birds again. But every now and then mosquitoes will want to bite a human because they're close by.
But we don't, can a human transfer it to a human?
No, humans can't transmit it. We're what are called dead-end hosts. That means it can't go from human to human.
I see. Now, Chris, what specific areas is the county targeting for tracking and abatement of West Nile virus and the mosquitoes that carry it?
We're actually tracking all areas of the county. I mean, because the birds can fly, mosquitoes can breed in any number of backyards. So it's really not something that's localized to just one area. So we have to track the whole county.
How do you track it?
We have a number of ways doing that. We know about all the big mosquito breeding sites that are around the county, so we test mosquitoes from those areas, and we also rely heavily on the general public to report dead birds of certain species like crows and jays, and we test those to see if they've died of West Nile virus, and that gives us an idea of how it's going.
And I understand there's a new app for that. People, if they find a dead bird, they can use this app?
Absolutely. So in addition to the old phone calls and emails, you now have an app where you can download, and you can use that to report birds as well.
Dr. Waterman, who's most at risk of getting sick or dying from West Nile virus, and how do you protect against getting it?
Right. The people at highest risk are people older than 50 years of age, and also persons with chronic diseases like high blood pressure, diabetes, kidney disease. And those persons are more likely to get the severe form of illness and die from it. And so it's very important that people avoid mosquito bites. They typically bite most often at dawn and dusk, so wearing protective clothing, wearing mosquito repellents that contain DEET can help protect you against this disease, which can be fatal.
Now, is DEET okay for everyone to use, including babies? Somebody mentioned to me today they slather their baby in it.
Well, you can overdo DEET on a baby, but I think if you talk to your doctor and look up the CDC website, you can use modest amounts of DEET on small children.
All right. And the key to this, Chris, is getting rid of these breeding grounds. Where are some of the mosquito breeding grounds around the house specifically that if you don't have a pond, you may think you're okay, but there's other areas, correct?
There's all kinds of places that a typical backyard can breed mosquitoes. It could be a sagging tarp, any kids' toys, anything with a depression in it that'll hold water for a week or more has the potential to breed mosquitoes.
Now, I know the county's Fight the Bite program offers help to county residents. You told us, when should you call somebody for help for a mosquito problem to call you guys?
Anytime you've got an issue with mosquitoes, give us a call. We can inform you on what we've done in your area. If it sounds like it's something that we may not be aware of, we'll definitely send someone out there to have a look around and see what we can do.
And you actually offer fish for people.
Yeah, for those people who have permanent sources of water in their backyard, like bird baths or small fish ponds, things like that, yeah, we give away free mosquito fish, which will control the mosquitoes. And you can get those not only from our main office, but also from some external partners, which you can find on our website. There's links to all those places.
And there's pellets as well, but those people can buy.
Yeah, there's things called mosquito dunks, there's pellets, there are various types of basic insecticides that can be used for mosquitoes, and those can be purchased separately at various home improvement outlets.
Okay, and I did want to know, Dr. Waterman, since you're on the border, U.S.-Mexico border, looking at these kind of vector-borne diseases, are there any other right now that's sort of concern for us in our region?
Well, I think the main one would be a disease called Rocky Mountain Spotted Fever, which is another infectious disease transmitted by ticks. And stray dogs carry these ticks, and we've seen that disease as close as Mexicali and Imperial County. So another vector-borne disease to be concerned about in the region.
All right, and we have a lot more about that and also about West Nile virus on our website, kpbs.org. Dr. Steve Waterman and Chris Conlon, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.